cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Content, hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just picking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Counting like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep. I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. And hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pockets. Count 'em like the told you to walk away. That was my first and last mistake. I'm blue without your face. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. Whoa, I need you to survive. 'Cause without you by my side, I can't survive. And this can be the end. I won't just settle for being your friend. Our broken bond is not too late to mend. But what can I do? 'Cause I'm just a sinking ship, and you're just a pair of lips that I've lost in the moment. All I want is for you to come back. Now I'm caught in the middle of life, and I need you to survive. She said, boy, I want you to walk right, so I can give you one more chance. You're only living in your damn head. Yes. Without you by my side, I can't survive. survive.
And we're back.
Yes, we are.
How are you doing?
Good. I'm Cindy. And you're?
I'm Lisa. Welcome back.
I thought we introduced ourselves. I'm Cindy with Cindy Lifestyle and More, and this is Lisa. It's Elisa's Right.
And I hope everybody can hear me. I'm just sampling different things. I still have an echo according to me. Let me just try something real quick.
Did you get a different microphone?
No, I have the same microphone.
Oh, well,
but
what's that on the side?
That's my microphone.
Oh, okay. It looked like it
Let me
was.
do echo cancellation. And let's see how that. Oh, that worked really well. Okay.
Whoa.
Added cancellation onto it, and it appears as though it worked. So settings in StreamYard really work. So I'm happy with that. Awesome.
Okay.
So now we are officially ready. Ooh, still has that little. Damn.
So today we have what we tell our 20-year-old of ourselves. What would happen 20 years ago that we would do different today, or tell us today 20 years ago?
Well, let's start first of all. Oh, I hate my echo. Hold on a second.
Okay.
I'm obsessing. Automatically adjust the mic. Okay. Echo cancellation is on. Reduce background noise. Hey, I'm just going to roll with it. I'm obsessed. I'm just getting from. Okay, so if you had a minute with your 20-year-old self, what would you tell your 20-year-old self?
If I had a minute with my what? 20-year-old?
If you had to spend time with your 20-year-old self, what would you?
With myself?
Yeah.
What would I tell myself?
Yes.
What I've learned now to then?
Yes.
Well, number one would have been, first of all, budgeting my money. Learn how not to spend as much and don't take things $1, $5, $10. It's going to be the value that it was then. I used to go shopping all the time and didn't worry about the bills and everything. So you learn that you have to budget your money, because when you get older, you have to buy your own food. You got to pay for electricity. You got to pay for gas. You got to pay for rent, and including car payments and insurance. And what happens if you don't have a person to rely on that you can borrow money from somebody?
100%. Yeah.
What happens if you have nobody to borrow money? You got to think about that.
Yeah.
That, however you get paid once a week or every 2 weeks. And I remember the days when Mom and I worked at the Montessori, we got paid once a month. So you spend right away because you got this huge check, but you got to divide it into fours. Mm-hmm. You learn to budget your money very quickly because you're going to have some mistakes.
Amen. Yeah.
That's the first thing that I would tell myself then. These are the things that will start changing as of tomorrow, tonight.
And for me, okay, first of all, I want to say that Trekking with Deb and Mike said reapply sunscreen and eat less cookies. 100%.
Take care of your skin. Yes.
Yes, take very good. Skin, take care of your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you get your cleanings, and you get proper dental care as needed, because there's a lot of people who have spent, like my husband, $30,000 for new teeth. So it's
Yeah.
very expensive right now.
A lot of people I was just talking to a friend of mine in Vegas. We were talking about women had silver and bake out in the sun to get a tan, and now they're paying for it because that's why it's their skin cancer now. And it didn't even mean that you had to lay out in the sun. It's just going out without sunscreen every day.
Yeah.
You know, you worked at the Helms Bakery, a postman, someone that worked outside all the time, or in and out of the car like I did.
Yeah, exactly. I also, when it comes to, for me personally, I would tell my 20-year-old self to learn a trade and learn how, take classes in junior college, like mechanics classes, and don't buy a new car.
Right.
Well, now we're just talking about surface level things,
Mhm.
but don't buy a new vehicle. It's not necessary. And I'm going to say it, don't get mad, but I regret ever buying that Ford Mustang.
But I wouldn't get mad. That was your car.
I'm just to people out there.
Yeah.
I should have been like buy a Honda or a Toyota, especially when you're young, and don't be eager to go straight into college. I would recommend learning a trade, going to a junior college, getting a certificate, taking a mechanic shop class, learning how to change your own oil and how to diagnose problems with your vehicle, and get a certification somewhere. Maybe even get a real estate license, because you never know, you might need that to fall back on.
Now that you mention that, when I was in high school, they had a mechanic shop. They actually they would bring their cars in and they would do oil changes on their cars. So half of these students that were in high school were doing mechanic. They knew how to change an oil, a tune-up, change an engine. So they had a trade. They were starting to work part-time by the time they turned 18. I mean, they took that away. They don't have that anymore at schools. They took all a trade. And back in the time, we used to be, oh my God, what were we called? Nurses. So we go take flowers to the rooms. Or what was it called? Stripes. I think it was called Stripes.
Back then, the candy,
yes,
candy
stripes. Yes, it allowed you to how to meet people, greet people, learn about people, how to react with people. Some people got jobs, little part-time jobs at the office. I mean, they took that away. There was a lot of things that were beneficial to see where you would like to go. They used to have ROP, regional occupational, or what you work part-time at a store, and then all of a sudden they like you and you get a little part-time job. I mean, yes, some extra money in your pocket.
Yeah.
They took that away too. Yeah.
I think another one is about the student. Now, I've been a huge advocate of speaking out against student loans.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go to a university that you can't afford. I don't think it's necessary.
Mm-hmm.
A college degree, quite frankly, is not necessarily going to get you, personally speaking, what you really want in life, like a big career. It just shows that you finished something that you started. For me, it was a learning process, a learning experience. Something you started, you want to learn to finish it, and the reward was a bachelor's degree. Now, I graduated from university back in 91, 92.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't mean that I spent a lot of money back then. I did not. But I went to a school that I could afford.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you think it's a rite of passage to go out of state or to go to an astute university doesn't mean that, and you can't afford it unless you're on a full scholarship, but it doesn't mean that, number one, you're guaranteed to get a high paying job when you graduate. And remember that you have to carry that student loan with you for pretty much the rest of your life. And it was like that when I went to college too. A lot of kids were taking out student loans back then.
I was talking to somebody who was a lawyer. This is the honest truth. Okay. So her sister worked, okay, so Greg worked at the casino. Okay. So they were these two girls, they were sisters, and they would do like the slot tournaments. They were the ones that would say, everybody come on down, let's go do this. They were like the promotional thing. And they loved it. They had a great time. They met a lot of people. And the one sister was doing it. And then all of a sudden, the second sister started doing it. And one day we were waiting to do the slot tournament. And they got there like about 45 minutes early. So I started gabbing away, and I was talking to one of the sisters. And one of the sisters was actually a lawyer. And she went to school. And I looked at her. Now, this has happened two various times. I've spoken to two people in various times in my life that are actually lawyers that are not doing lawyers. They're not even doing it. Okay. And she was one of them.
I've heard a lot about that from people.
Yes. And that here I'm going, a lawyer? What would you be doing here? She says, I make more money doing this, she says, than being a lawyer. Because lawyers have law firms and they have 20 people working for them. And you're at the bottom of the barrel. So you're working hard, trying to get established. So you know what she says? She was paying for her degrees, and she was making maybe $25,000 a year.
Wow.
I couldn't believe it. And I've heard it from different people. And then one time I was helping a customer at work, and he had to come in and get some fragrance before he was going to go to court. And he goes, I don't make a lot of money. He goes, I got a long ways to go. He goes, probably half of the managers here make more than I do. Not that he didn't love it. He's just not making that kind of money. Hi, Meritage Shades of Light. So that kind of opened up my eyes about degrees. And you know what they both said to me? They tell people, go to your community college, take your general courses, then go to college and get your lawyer's degree.
Yeah. If you want to do it too.
Well, they're saying it's a lot cost effective for you. It's a lot better. They're just saying that it'll help you through your way.
100%. And, I'm the one who ended up doing all the stuff that I learned in college. I studied agriculture, management, and then I ended up working as an import-export international trade, all perishable produce, flowers, seafood, the whole damn thing. So I ended up doing that anyway. I think it's great. Heritage says hi to Mike and Deb. Great to see you guys. But I've spoken to people who in the office that I worked in, and we used to ask, like, what did you study when you went to college? One person doing international trade he studied finance. Another person studied psychology, and she ended up being a sales representative for the company that I worked for. Another person studied art history, and he ended up being a sales executive for the company that I worked in. And, it was so funny listening to them because they had all these dreams and they wanted to do all these fantastic things. And they ended up, in freight forwarding, air freight, import, export. I actually had a manager that went to school to be a doctor.
And guess what? He was a sales rep like me, made more money doing that up north.
And I had a young kid working with me. He had graduated from pilot school. Let me guys know if you can still hear the darn echo. Thank
It could
you.
be my microphone, my mic.
Do you have your radio on or anything on?
I have
Your,
nothing on.
a TV or
Oh,
your
you
phone?
know what? Next door neighbor.
Mm,
They're in the kitchen, and I have the window closed.
okay.
It's all closed. That's why I get up early in the morning when I do makeup here,
Oh, because your neighbors are a little noisy.
because my room faces their kitchen.
It's all good.
It's nothing. Yeah, so it's fine. Hi,
Peyton's
Peyton.
here. Saw you earlier today, Peyton. Great to see you. By the way, it's Taco Tuesday, and in homage of Todd from Mind Games, I have my tacos.
Oh, taco night. Taco Tuesday. Oh.
We took the dogs out, by the way. We took the dogs out to get their shots.
Okay.
And we were at the doctor's office for 2 hours.
Wow.
Yes.
So you must have went to one of those specials where you have to wait when it's your turn.
Well, what happened was Autumn had a fever. She was running a temperature
Oh.
of what they said was 104. I don't know why. She's not sick. She runs around like a fool, and
Right.
she eats, and she's just so rambunctious and so alive. So I was like, whatever. And
Yeah.
then they said, well, do you want us to give her a Benadryl shot? And then with the Benadryl shot, it'll calm her down, bring the temperature down, and we can then give her her vaccinations. But please keep an close eye on her. So I said, yeah, go ahead. They gave her a Benadryl. It took it 30 minutes for the Benadryl to kick in.
Oh.
So I had to wait an extra 30 minutes, and then they gave her the Benadryl. And Peyton says hi. He's saying hi to everybody. You're so sweet, Peyton. Thank you.
Yes, Peyton's a nice
Great
gentleman.
community here.
Yes.
And so then on top of that, she needed to have her heartworm done. Sage is good. The only problem with Sage is he's fat.
Just like Dakota and Asha.
And
runs in the family here.
When I owned Bobby was never fat. Bobby was actually very well conditioned. He was in really good shape.
But you were like that those days. Now you're like,
well, I have Mom and I have Lance.
Yeah.
And when I had Bobby, my Cocker Spaniel, he was always like 20 pounds. A doctor told me a long time ago to keep the dog at weight or slightly underweight. When he said underweight, what he meant was he says you want to just slightly underfeed them slightly.
Right.
Because that way they're burning all their calories.
Mm-hmm.
He said, so I monitored his food intake. So when I would feed him, literally he'd get a quarter cup in the morning and a quarter cup at night. I know that sounds like that's not a lot of food, but it's actually ended up being a half a cup. And when he would eat in the morning, he would eat the whole thing. I'd take the bowl away, I'd put it down. But then when I feed him at night, I would then feed him and take the bowl away, and it was done.
Yeah, I'm watching my dog right here.
Okay. But with Sage and Autumn, Lance fills a bowl and leaves it out for them all day. So they eat they munch, they nibble, they do all kinds of stuff.
They're not running around.
And they're not running around.
Right.
Thanks, Lisa. I'm a supporter. You are a super supporter. You are awesome. Thank you. Yeah. And Todd had a nice compliment. Somebody sent him a super chat today.
Yes. What, $20?
That was so nice. That basically paid for his lunch.
And yeah, that's what breakfast or lunch. It was good.
Mm-hmm. I've done that. I have a guy from Canada that I I watch him every now and then. I send him a super chat. So
that's nice.
Forgive me for eating. I'm sorry.
That's okay. We forgive you.
I can't go without food. I was supposed to eat like at 5:30, 6 o'clock, and I'm like,
well, you were at the vets.
I had no time to go through a drive-through, and who wants to do that? But anyhow, yeah, so that's basically some of the superficial things. Let's talk about our 30s. I got married in my 30s. I never planned on being married in my 20s. I always thought that I was going to get married in my 30s.
Mhm.
And in fact, that actually happened.
Mhm.
I ended up, I think I got engaged when I was 30 years old, and I think I got married when I was, I got engaged in 1994. So 94, and I was 28. But I didn't
Okay.
want to be married.
Right.
So
Well, I didn't get married till I was 35.
now you had your daughter already, right?
I got married in 35, had Megan in 35.
Oh, okay.
Got married in March. Megan was born in July. I did it all all at once. And I felt like I was 35 years old. I didn't want to have a baby in my 40s because they were already saying, you got to do this test, you got to do that test. I was like, geez, I've never had a baby before. But I guess the older you get, they have to keep an eye on you and on your children. So when you're having a baby. So I had to take like a couple of tests. And then, but yeah, Greg and I, we were ready. And Greg was never married. I was never married. So it was our first marriage and first baby. So it just happened to work out. But I'm gonna say something. There was a time in my 20s that I was worried about not getting married. Because you're meeting people who's getting married and they're having children and this. And then I got into the point, then I had friends who were not married and never been married or had a divorce, and they had 2 or 3 kids and they were single, and they're like, don't worry about it. It's not. So I had both kind of friends. And first thing, the ones that told me not to worry about it are the ones that says, get your career going, get your life where it needs to be happy, enjoy it. And when it happens, it'll happen. And I think that was the best advice I ever got, because it made me want to have a career. It made me see things differently and not be stuck on something that really didn't matter.
That's interesting, because a big part of me at one time, I simply would have loved to have just been a housewife. Raise a family,
Mm-hmm.
take them to school, pick them up,
Mm-hmm.
have meals ready, have Carl's martini ready when he came home.
But those are
That was a fantasy. Was that not a
Exactly.
fantasy? Come on, let's face it. So I think that was a fantasy. He says, dang, now I wish I was monetized. But if I go live at 12 a.m., I'll just post a link in my Cash App on the stream and pin it and see if anyone. You can do that. I believe you can do that. And you can even put your Cash App on your regular link as a link. So, in order just to get some, people, pay you. So that's great. Absolutely. As for career dreams, we kind of talked about that. Finances, saving, debt. I got into couponing actually when Carl and I were living in Costa Mesa in 2000. And I enjoyed it. And I loved cooking at home. I loved the fun of, they used to have frozen food March. March was like a big frozen food month. And they would send coupons out and they would have the sales on top of it. So bad on me, but I used to love to like buy frozen pizzas and frozen dinners and frozen stuff. And we actually loved just kind of eating in at home.
Yeah.
Popping the meal out of the oven and having something. I did put on a lot of weight at that time, to be honest with you, but it was a lot of fun. And then as finances got better, we started wasting money. And I think that's the biggest catch is
started spending.
Learn how to manage your expenses and live within your means.
Your means. That's what Dad and Mom used to say. That's what.
Mom's famous words were, just because you got the money doesn't mean you have to go out and spend it. Now, that's always lived in the back of my mind, but when we got the money, because we never had the money back then, I wanted to spend it. Maybe not
Which
the
is
best
normal.
process.
Well, it happens, but like you're saying, you're saying that to yourself now, that's what you would have done. Exactly. That's what we're talking about. I would have done this differently.
100%. Health and aging. I don't think I would have ran on the surface streets like I did all those years. Everybody told me your knees are going to go out. I didn't think of them. I didn't think about it. And now guess what? My knees are out. Oh, we have a new comment. It's so fun to spend it, right? 100%.
Yes.
It depends on what you spend it on too. So
yeah.
That dream car, that is no longer a dream because the illusion of having that car goes away fairly quickly. The clothes, the way you look, you know what I mean? It's just, it's not really worth it. Aging surprises. Talk about that.
Yeah. Crow feet comes around the eye area real quick. And then you just put a little moisturizer eye cream on there. You start noticing that. You start noticing little sunspots, age spots. Or when did my hips shift? When did I get that little cellulite there? You start noticing things that you need to start exercising. You need to start watching your weight if you want to. Not everybody does. It's what you want to do. So I've always exercised and I sold skincare, so it was always in the back of my head forever. So I took care of that's one thing I did do. I was always menopause, yes. That right away. And I had problem skin too, oily, blemished skin, but I tried to solve the problem. It didn't go away. I just helped solve the problem.
Yeah, you don't have any acne scars like I do. My face is riddled with acne scars.
Because I've done a lot of little soft exfoliants, and I still do the little exfoliant peels. I noticed I had that birthmark, that sun freckle, that big one right there, and I started doing that chemical peel. Still there, but I noticed today, this is the first time. Now we're talking about that. So I've been using like soft scrubs, and some people saying they can't use a scrub on their face. Not everybody can do that. That's why they've got some gel masks that are called natural exfoliant. The chemical peel is exfoliant, but I do like to buff my skin a little bit, but gently, not like it's not like sandpaper. You know what I mean? Got to be gentle. But because as older we get, I've learned that we have spider veins, and they come up to the surface and they break very quickly. And some people, veins break very quickly. That's why you bruise on your hands when you start getting older and you start noticing things. Well, I noticed that when I was young, I still like to use a soft scrub. And then I learned something. So when I went to my dermatologist, because I used to get cystic blemishes, the doctor says, and I didn't even think about this because they probably said it and I didn't hear it. He goes, make sure your skin's wet. And then when you use your scrubs, use your fingertips and just go like this. And I was like, I do that. He goes, just make sure you just think of it. He goes, just buffing the skin gently, like butterflies, and that's how he said it. And then what Clinique taught us is that when you use a scrub, it removes all that dead skin cells, and that's what sheds. And a lot of times when you're dry, you itch. That's dead skin that wants to come off because underneath is new skin. And that's how Clinique always believed. But some people saying they can't use scrubs. Well, A, maybe they're using it too rough, and B, maybe they have a lot of veins are apparent to the skin, and that's what breaks it. So use a different type of exfoliant. So there is a lot of different exfoliants that you don't have to use a scrub. Your retinol is an exfoliant. Your gel exfoliating strawberry mask that I have put on, you peel it off, that's an exfoliant. The L'Oreal chemical peel that I'm using, that's an exfoliant and a brightener. So I'm going to go back where I started from. So I had this large freckle here. And I noticed that when I would use a contour, that freckle was dark. So I had it when I would contour, I would have to go really light through there because it would look like I had a birthmark from the contour, because contour is dark, right? All right, you're that's a contour. See the darkness? That's supposed to be to give you definition, like recede. Make it look echo. Okay, and with lightener brightens it, brings out. Well, I had this freckle here, so I would take my contour and go really light through there because I felt like it was like a brown spot, but it wasn't. It was from the freckle. So the last week, I'm still doing my chemical peel. It doesn't do that anymore because it's lighter. That dark spot is lighter. So now when I put my contour, it's more defined there without looking like a big shadow. I'm so happy.
I had acne that was so bad the doctor put me on Accutane.
I took that too, and it ruined your stomach. That's why your stomach is bad.
Oh, I don't have a bad. Do you have a bad stomach?
Yeah. Yeah. And it says right on there, did you take Accutane when you were young? And yeah, I was one of the test markets when it first came out.
Really? And what's wrong with your stomach?
I get a lot of heartburns. I get a lot of pains, like right in here. You think it's a gallbladder, but it's not.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Indigestion. Yeah.
I don't have any of that.
I did. I got it.
Oh, wow.
I get it right here where you feel like you can't swallow, like a oh god, it's like you feel like you're always full up here. Yeah, like right in here.
I think there's something called acid reflux.
Acid reflux, and then it's called what? Hinar hernia or some upper hernia or whatever.
Really?
Yeah.
I know Lance has a lot of stomach problems.
Mm-hmm.
And all this stuff going on right here.
Right here.
Mm-hmm. Menopause. It would be nice to warn that younger woman about menopause, just to know what to expect, because a lot of women don't share their damn stories about menopause,
Mm-hmm.
and how everything, like you start noticing you're getting drier, your skin's getting dry.
Or people that are dry start getting oily.
Some women lose their hair.
They lose their hair. They break out. They gain weight.
Menopause acne. I got the dry skin and the weight gain. And there was a moment where I really did lose my hair. My hair's grown back, but I lost my hair. My hair was
It was shedding. It was shedding.
It was coming out in clumps. I don't know if it was stress from the divorce. I don't know if it was premenopausal, if it was menopausal. I don't know, but it was scary. I should have seen a doctor at the time.
And the hot flashes. There's all different type of signs.
Yes. Waking up in the middle of the night with literally your sheets are soaked, drenched.
And yes, some women actually go crazy. Yes. Because they get stressed out, they get angry, they lose it.
Let us know what your experience was like. We would love to hear you share what you experienced.
Never fails. And I'm giving her water.
I'll turn her mic off so that will help. I should have done that before while she was giving the dog water and doing other things. So We should talk about debt. Here we go. We should talk about debt and how people manage or their behaviors of spending money, and also the retirement. A lot of people think that if they put their 401ks aside and they're doing all the right things, it doesn't mean that's going to happen. That 20-year-old who started her IRA and her 401k and all that stuff, like who was me. Well, when you're standing at 48 years old and you lose everything in the middle of a divorce and a financial crisis, you don't know that's going to happen to you. So there's
Right. You
really
don't
no
expect it.
guarantee,
Right.
truth be told.
It's true.
And it's very sad
Mhm.
because you may have, what they say, make plans, God laughs.
Yep.
I'm still working over here. And then there's time is more valuable than money. That's been a thing for me. I've discovered over time that as I got older, and when I was younger, I burnt my candles on both ends when it came to my career. I did everything that was possible in order to grow my career and become accomplished, and
Mhm.
thinking that I was going to make more money, open
Mhm.
up a business, and do all this stuff. I lost so much of my life by doing that to end up having absolutely nothing at the end. But at least you can say you tried it, but the life has no guarantee. There's just no guarantee that all your plans are going to work out and pan out for you.
I actually knew somebody who had a wonderful business. I mean, but spent it all the way through. And now gets Social Security and gets $1,300 a month. Well, you spent it. You lived the moment when you had it. It's gone now, because that means you didn't invest in your Social Security. You didn't invest that much, but it's all gone. So I've seen people own business and did a lot of traveling, live to the top. And then they retired, because I known them for 40 years. And now they don't have anything.
They have a house, or they have anything?
I know a few people that have a house, but we're talking about living the life. Have you ever heard living the dream?
They really
American
did.
dream. And they did. I mean, they had a wonderful business, nice cars, nice clothes, went to Vegas, go to Florida. We're talking about taking major trips, 3 or 4 cruises a year. Let's see. Always dinners, parties, hair shows. I mean, to the fullest.
Yeah.
To the fullest.
Yeah.
And I know one of them is only getting like $1,300 a month.
Wow. That's tough.
The other one, I know they still own a house. They sold a few of their homes. They sold their business, and now they just have a motorcycle and they're just happy, but not like they're living before.
Very frugal. watching
Yes.
everybody.
So some have spent it as they were making it.
Right.
I don't know. Who knows which way is right? Because at the time it was fun, right? Now that you don't have it, now you're complaining. I don't know. That's all I can say. I really don't have an answer for that. I don't. Maybe
like
somebody does.
they're not happy living the life they do, or are they okay with it?
I think some are not okay with it. That's what I'm saying. Some are not happy now. Some are okay with it.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is to prepare for your future, but manage your expectations. Brace for impact.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to say. Is it better living the dream, living the life when you have it? knowing that later you're not going to,
Right.
or go it in very balance as you go, like spend a little, save a little, spend. I don't know. I don't think there's an answer for that. Now I can't see because I've seen it both ways.
Wow. I see what do I I know in my 30s, I always used to do this thing like in your 20s you're learning, in your 30s you're doing, and then in early part of your 40s you're doing as well. You're just doing. Like,
Mhm.
are you living to survive? You know what I mean? Are you living to thrive? And then as I look back, I was really not thriving back then. I was just kind of like hustling and trying to survive. And now that I look back now, to I crave now, and my desire is to thrive in my retirement
Mhm.
overall. That's my thing. And
Right.
teach, and teach, have a conversation like this. This is a teaching experience because you can share your expertise, your life, and your knowledge with
Mhm.
other people.
Mhm. Yeah, I think like I had my moments when I was younger. I did little things and got married, and we did bigger things and kind of came down back again. I was saying this to people. I'm living like I did 30 years ago now. That's what I'm saying. I'm going backwards. Not that I'm going back, but do you know what I mean? I'm kind of living that way, budgeting, seeing things different, and still getting by.
I think the getting by part is the hardest. Like, there's a good chance when you get older that you're probably going to be a person, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, who's going to be getting by. So you want to learn how to live like getting by and what that's like.
Yeah. Yeah. I think everyone is getting by. I think everybody is, but where are you at getting by? That's what I was saying. Some people live their fullest when they didn't think about it. And
Yes.
now that they don't have a business anymore and things have changed, and they're living like another person lived before now, and now they're living like them because they already did it.
Here's a good question. Okay. Corporate loyalty to your employer. A lot of people have a good discussion. Some people have dedicated their lives working for the same employer all the way up to their retirement. I've heard good and I've heard bad in that. And now a lot of people are realizing that their corporations are not loyal to their long-time employees. And that is their chance. You'll probably see some ageism as you get older if you've worked for the same company for so many years. There's a lot of stories out there of people getting laid off after working for a company for 20, 30 years. That's so sad.
Right. Well, you know what? I thought it was kind of sad. When I went to McDonald's the first time, there used to be a group of people. There would be like 4 cashiers, and they would have person passing out the food. Then they would have, let's see, the ones in the back putting the hamburgers together and this and that. Now you basically touch the frame to get your order, so all those people are gone. It's cutting back. It's all the middle people are not there anymore.
It's all automated now.
Yeah. So that just brings more less and less and less. Now, see, I'm happy right now that I did early retirement because of things I see out there.
Also, I think the way the elderly are being treated, as you get older, how you get treated in the workplace. Younger kids come in and they think that you're weak because you're older. Hold on a second. Let me let the baby in.
You know what somebody told me, and I don't remember who told me this. Get a trade that never goes away.
Like cooking?
Cooking. Who said that to me one time? Get a trade that never goes away. That is, it's always in need.
Plumbing? What else?
Veterinarians. Veterinarians.
Veterinarian.
Veterinarian technicians.
Yeah.
Nurses. I mean, there's a lot of things out there that will never go away. And I don't know who said that to me. I don't know if it was an uncle or a person that I talked to, was an older, it was somebody who was mature that said that to me.
Right.
To get a trade that people need all the time. That it will never be extinct. It'll always be here. It'll never be gone.
Like a forklift driver?
I was just it. Yeah, it was. I never forget that, and I was like, now this. I think it happened to me when I was young, and you know me, when you're young, you're like, you don't think about that. I do now. I think about those things. Get a trade. I mean, I loved my career. I loved it. There's no that I would have never traded in the world. But if somebody asked me, that was a great answer to somebody.
Yep. Meritage says 1,300 is not much in today's economy. So they must be really penny pinching.
$1,300 is what it was like maybe 5 years ago.
Wow.
Says, I'm only getting $1,300 a month. And you know what? There was another one that did manicures. And when she retired, she mentioned like $1,300 a month. And that was 10 years ago, because she passed away in 2014. Okay. And she retired maybe 5 years before then. Like, we're talking about, you know what I mean? And she mentioned $1,300.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And then Meritage also says, I think it's an individual thing. Some people just live for today. I've heard people say, well, I don't know if I'm going to be here tomorrow, so I'm just going to blow it now and enjoy it.
Yeah, and maybe that's what they did, but they didn't know that time was going to come. It wasn't going to be there anymore.
Yeah.
You just made a point. Do it now when you can, but you think it's always going to be there.
Yeah. And then she says that Meritage says there's no such thing as a job guarantee anymore. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Now that automation is starting to take over too.
The little curls. Yeah. Oh. But I remember somebody said that. I don't, God, it was like so long ago, like went right over my head. Okay. Yeah. It said, get a trade that it's always needed.
Let's see. Let's keep going. What we do differently. I would have doubled down. What would you have doubled down on, or what would you have avoided? I don't know what I would have avoided.
It's well, my house is 2,400 square foot. It's a lot of house for 3 people. It's a lot of, I mean, it's big, and the yard's big. I think I should have stayed with my 1,800 square foot. I didn't need a big home. I love my home, but it's big. You know what I mean? It's
and 1,800 square feet is pretty substantial.
Well, the house that I lived in, the first one was 1,800 square foot. I think it was 1,811 square foot.
You had a nice living room, nice kitchen, open floor plan, a hallway that led to the bedrooms.
But it was easy to work with. You know what I mean? It wasn't so. That's okay. But I think I would have thought. Now I say I didn't really need this big home.
I know. One of the mistakes I made early was I relied on one income, just my job. I focused my energy on my job. And what young kids taught me now is you need to have multiple streams of income. I was not raised like that. I did not think like that. I was taught you work and then you focus on bringing money into the house, and then you come home from work and then you just get ready and rested up to go to your job the next day.
Mhm.
There was no discussion about side hustles or trying to find multiple streams of income or living off of passive income, making your money work for you. Didn't grow up with it, didn't understand it. And to be honest with you, to this day, I still don't understand that concept. But don't wait later. Try to adopt these things now. Have multiple streams of income. And if you don't know what, find out, ask questions. There you have it. Because you have your main job that anchors everything. But the different streams of incomes helps really hold on to your money longer. You get to invest more of it because you have all these other streams of income. So that's what I would tell her.
I'll be telling Cindy right now, get a smaller home. get one story. Dog doesn't have to worry about going upstairs. Because my dog's got hip dysplasia. So those are things I didn't think about.
Good point.
Yeah. My dog's old and she's not doing so good. And, then I think about those things, it's like, and then what about me? What happens if I can't, my back goes out or my leg goes out? It's like, I'm not thinking the worst, but it does happen.
Yeah.
When I broke my foot, it was pain to come upstairs. That I slept downstairs. It was like, you don't think about that. You're like, oh God, I should have just stayed with the story. Until something happens, you know what I mean? You're like, I can't get up the stairs.
That's crazy. Also, building boundaries. I would definitely refrain from telling people I know or even people at work about my life. Like, you're so eager to please. You want everybody to know. You want to have that community effort at the workplace. And what happens? Everybody knows your business.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not worth it.
I remember back in the days, like our grandpa, but a lot of grandpas and grandmas, they had one car. They would go shopping together. They had the house that they had for many years. They paid off that one house. They had the same furniture that was forever and good condition. They only replaced what needed to be replaced. I mean, Grandpa had a car from the 1950s in the year of the 1970s. He wasn't into a fashion, he was just basics. They still had their couple of Sunday clothes, a Saturday clothes, or week clothes, just everyday life.
I'm curious when the whole Keep Up with the Joneses thing happened.
I don't know. I have no idea. But I remember back in the days, that's how grandmas was. And I always used to admire that, seeing the couples being happy and replace only what needed to be replaced. Plumbing needed to be fixed, got fixed. A doorknob needed to be fixed, got fixed. It was like, I think today in life is, the big house and 2 cars, 5 cars, better car, people bought a car and that was it. It's like, and you kept it and you paid it off. It was just, things have changed since then. But I remember the day when dad only had one car. Everybody in the street had one car, but it's not like that anymore. It's the wife's got a car, the husband's got a car, the kids got a car. Everyone's got cars, and there's like 5 or 6 cars on the driveway. And I know everybody needs a car because you have to have a car to get around. But it's just back in the day, people didn't have cars. They all had 1 or 2 cars. It was just, things have changed since then.
Mm-hmm.
Or they both have new cars. You know, you have a used car. Lance has got a used car. You know what I'm saying? It's just
I had 3 new cars in my life. I had the Ford Mustang, a Saturn, and then I
Mhm.
had a Honda Civic that was brand
Mhm.
new off the lot.
Mhm.
The best investment I made was the Honda. And I've
Mhm.
had I've had 3 Hondas, and I loved them. They were great cars. So
Yeah.
I'm a Honda lady. Let's see. Share 2 to 3 each. Let's try to figure this out. I got my note.
Well, I'm reading your notes right here too. But the second sheet's kind of blurry, so I don't know what it says.
Oh, here's one. Not rushing big life choices. Like rushing big life choices. Big life choices is marriage, a house. What else? What are your
Trips,
thoughts?
trips, trips.
Okay.
What else? Because everybody like to, and they want to go big things. Like the big things. Let's see. Well, plastic surgery.
Plastic surgeries,
I didn't know how
having
to
a
say it. I was
family,
like trying to figure out a way.
having a child,
Having a child.
right? Having
It's like,
plastic
how do I
surgery,
say that?
getting married, having a
Getting
family.
married. Yes.
Nobody really does anything in that order either. I remember when I grew up, it was all about, you have to go to college, find a good job, meet a good man, buy a house, have a family. There's no such thing as that. Okay, it doesn't always happen in that order.
But remember,
FYI.
we came from LA and Orange County, and everything is what I say. Clothes.
That was crazy then. Okay, so if anybody's here and would like to share in this question, leave a comment.
Mm-hmm.
If you had 1 minute, just 1 minute to share with that 20-year-old, what would you tell that 20-year-old in that 1 minute? So think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. And I know
Okay, go say it, Lisa.
life has no guarantee. And I would literally say that you need to understand that your 20s is that your life runs in like decades. Your 20s is the time when you're learning things and you're getting yourself prepared for your future. And in your 30s, just understand that that's your performance period. You're performing, you're getting out there and you're building what you think is a life for yourself. Want to also make sure you're thriving during that time, but not just surviving.
Mm-hmm.
In addition to that, don't worry about having a family right away, because you don't know what the future might hold for you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You might get a divorce. You might have a loss. There might be a financial crisis. There might be a war. Your kids go off to war, and God only knows what happens after that. I mean, it's really weird. There's life, the way you plan it doesn't have any guarantee, but prepare that. And sometime somewhere in your 40s, you are going to have that transitional period where you start wanting to find your purpose. And when you want to find that purpose, it was because it's supposed to happen that way. That's basically how life is kind of like the blueprint of life. There is a blueprint.
Mm-hmm.
It's a spiritual blueprint. And then in your 50s is probably one of the best decades of your life. because it's the I don't give a shit what anybody else thinks decade. And then
Okay.
it's like, and if you have to wait until you're 50 to not give a crap about what people think about you, start adopting that in your 30s. It's going to happen
When you're
anyway.
going to hit my age, you're like, it don't matter.
I don't give a damn what anybody thinks of me.
But I would never redo it again.
Hi, LaRue. We are actually following your advice tonight.
Yes. So, yes, we did it.
Catch that on the replay. Thank you. And it says 40s is when you do have it. You do have a midlife crisis.
Yes.
I don't call it a midlife crisis, actually. I call it a dark night of the soul. It's that moment in time where your spirit starts saying, hey, for the past 15 years, I've been performing and living this earthly life. And now something deep down inside of me is saying there's a purpose for me. What is that purpose going to be?
Mm-hmm.
But don't burn the whole damn house down and ruin your whole family in the process of it.
Right.
Okay. Make sure that you give them support, but you also have the support as well while you try to find this new purpose in your life.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
That was more than a minute.
Spirit Sweet Pea says, hey, ladies, welcome to our live.
Hey, Spirit Sweet Pea. I think I would just say, try to not jump from job to job to job. Okay. Because you're going to be jumping from job to job to job forever. Find something that you like and enjoy and try to stick with it and see if there's a job that grows. Okay. You know, some jobs you can only grow into it for so much and then it stops. You know what I'm saying? You know, do you need to relocate? How far can the job you can grow with it? A lot of things have changed since we've been around. So that's what I'm just saying that. Number two, if you don't know what kind of job you want, then get an idea that makes you happy. You know what I mean? That makes you happy. And then try to find a trade, like you're saying, that's consistent in what you would like to do. And I feel that the people that have told me to go to a community college, I think it's great to go to community college and take your general courses and spending this outlandish amount for general courses and then take what you need to go into a university.
Yeah, transfer them over.
And that's what people say. Try to take as much as you can in a community college and then go from there. So I think those are great ideas. I think Jack was saying, I don't know if it was Jack or somebody was saying, you know, don't use the Army or the Navy and the Marines to go to college or something like that.
Yeah, he said that.
Because you have to know if something happens. That's what Dad told me. And I was like, oh, I'll go to work. But that's a good advice. He's not saying not to. It's a good advice.
Yes.
Okay. And I have met people that went to the Marines and the Navy and all that, and they're not even going to college now. They're going to regular college here by the house, you know, because they don't want to go. You know what I mean? Okay. Yeah. So there's that. So find out what you want to do, where you want to be now and in the future. Okay. The other thing is, and find out how far you can go. Like that girl told me, she was a lawyer and she was making not that much. You know what I mean? I was shocked. I was shocked. Okay. And I've heard it more than once. And then you don't need to have a huge home when you get married. But I am grateful for my house because I did wanted a 2-story house and I did wanted a dogs and I did want a family. But now that I'm older, I wish I had a single level home. That's what I'm saying. I didn't think about it when I bought it in my 50s. Yeah. Should have bought it in my 20s, but I wasn't married then. Okay, so think about things like that. Because think about your dog gets older, your cat gets older, they can't climb up the stairs. So when you buy a big home, think about your animals and think about, I should have thought my age group, you know what I mean? I'm getting tired of cleaning, you know what I mean? I got to keep it up. So there's a lot of things about that.
Sure.
Budget your money, be aware, try to have a savings. If you lose your job closes or whatever, think of something with your profit sharing, put it in an IRA account, put it somewhere where it's safe and don't put it in your checking account. I don't put any of those in my checking account. They go in a different account that I don't look at. I don't want it in my account. Like when you went with me, I don't want it. Life and all that. I don't want it in my checking account. I don't want to see it because it's too easy to spend. I'm not a really good saver. I'll be honest with you. I don't have a savings account, but I don't have my regular money in my checking, and I keep all my other in an IRA. It's put away. Then I don't even look at it. My savings too is another thing. It's sitting there. I don't want to look at it because I know what kind of person I am. I'd rather not look at it. At least I'm honest, right?
That's true.
Yeah.
So Maritage says, right now I don't care. I just do what I want and when I want.
That's okay.
So that's liberating and freeing. And she's just saying hi to Spirit Sweet Pea. And then Sweet Pea says, hello, shades of light. And then Lyru says, right, absolutely. Peyton Salmon says, y'all both in real life siblings, right? We are real life siblings.
Yeah, and we all lived in a different way.
I'm the youngest.
Yes.
And Cindy's obviously the oldest.
And that's another thing too. Older people that were older than me when I was in my 20s said, I'm just going to tell you what I would have done. You don't have to listen to me. That's very true. You live the way you want. It's called a conversation. So when you sit with people in a table with grandparents and aunts and uncles and friends and older people, that's what they tell you. But they want you to live your life.
Maritage says, I'm a good saver, but I'm also a good spender.
That's what I said. 100%. I don't put mine in a savings. I don't want it in my checking account.
Oh, that's cute. She says, she says, good day. She's working today. That's sweet.
Okay. Yeah. That's what I do when I'm at work. I come and try to see people's lives a little bit. Thank you for coming and saying hi.
Oh, Todd is here. Hello, Mind Games. Welcome. Welcome to the live. And Peyton says, Cindy,
hi.
Is the guy you were with Big Jack Storytime interview your brother or your husband?
He was my husband. That was Greg. Yeah.
Hello, Peyton. It's your birthday soon. There you go.
All right.
Let us know, Peyton, when your birthday's coming up.
Yes.
More people like this topic. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you with your input. Anybody else have anything they want us to talk about?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah. Even if you say, that's a little boring or I wouldn't do that. That's okay. That's what open conversation's about.
Oh, Todd, I'm eating tacos tonight. It's Taco Tuesday. And we're eating, albeit it is the Costco box taco, but it's good. Okay.
But at least it worked. Is it Taco Bell or Taco King?
No. Oh, I love King Taco. Are you kidding me?
King Taco, yeah.
Ooh,
Taco King or King Taco. Is that where that's from? No.
No, this is the stuff. There's I saw you guys were live. I wanted to stop by and say hi.
Say hi.
Go to bed. Thank you for coming by this morning.
Yes,
yeah, absolutely.
Thank you.
That was fun. And yes, make sure you get a good night's rest because I know you said that you were studying. Mind Game says he's so excited. I'm excited about his birthday, what the plans are. Terrific on Taco Tuesday. Yes, it's already Wednesday lunchtime in Oz. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
And I know I've been there, so trust me. How's your husband doing, Cindy?
Peyton, he passed away. He passed away in June 6th. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's doing good. It's okay, Peyton.
It's all good, Peyton. So that's actually one of the reasons why we're doing the lives.
Yes.
To talk through it and to share experiences and, if anybody else going through it, to know that you're not alone.
Right.
And to be part of the community.
Yeah.
One of the things when it first happened, I remember telling Cindy to lean into the community and, and she will, it'll be a great way for her to cope through it.
Um,
You guys have been great. Thank you.
Yeah, Payne, he passed away, was like all of a sudden, but oh, it's okay. At least he had the chance to do some lives, and he had the chance to meet Jack and some people. Greg was a very private person. He was very open, but he didn't even tell me that he was sick. So, yeah. But it's okay. It's just, that's why if you were here yesterday or the days that you've been on my lives, and I say I'm taking it a little baby steps in the time, because it's hard. But that's why we decided to do this, because no matter if you lose an animal, a spouse, a marriage, a divorce, friends, loss is loss. And I've been learning that. So
100%. And Peyton, it's okay.
oh,
Okay.
sweet.
So guys, we're going to end the live here.
Yes.
And we want to thank our viewers for offering up all that stuff.
LaRue is the one that mentioned about this yesterday, and what we would do different when we were in our 20s from right now, or what will we tell ourselves in our 20s that's happening right now. So that's why we decided to do this. And some of the things I mentioned were told to me that I remember. And some of the things that person told to me, really, it's true, So, and I was in my 20s and they were in their 60s. So it's, yes.
Oh, how sweet.
He is having a perfect life. Yeah. Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Sweet. Well,
Yes.
thank you very much for joining us. Anything you want to say, Cindy, on your way out?
What I just said, you know what I mean? Yeah. If you guys ever have any comments that you guys like us to do topics, or, or we would be happy to regenerate it and talk with others about it,
True.
And we appreciate you all being here and saying hello to us, supporting us. We appreciate you all very much, but we want to let you all know we're here to support you too as well. Before I go, I've been watching everyone's videos. I know it's like this, but I'm watching. So what I do is just to let everybody know, I always try to do my comments, and then I go to watch your videos. So don't worry, I'm going to get there. I'm getting there. I go like this. So you're in my hearts.
That's so sweet. All right, then. So we're going to go ahead and send off a good night, and appreciate every single one of you. So thank you so much. And I'm just going to give a 30-second outro so we can end this.
And we will see you
on the next video.
In our next video.
Take care.
Our next live video.
Bye.
Bye.